6.2, 420 horsepower, 113,000 miles, and it is a victim of the DoD displacement on demand system. Bad lifter, and the engine's got to come out because pumping this fender for how many hours it takes to pull the heads is kind of ridiculous. And if I have to pull the cab, I got to pull the nose off the car anyway. So we're going to remove the engine from this vehicle, strip it down, see what it needs, fix it, hopefully make it better. Go back together. Come on for the ride. So this is a 2014 GMC Denali pickup truck. The current owner has had it for a whopping 3 months, and it started making noise, and he pulled it apart, pulled the cover off, looked at it, and he's like, yep, no, I'm not lucky enough for it to just be a bent push rod. It's actually a lifter failure. So we're going to pull the engine out. He's aware that it's a pretty large job, but he likes his truck, and he wants his truck, and he wants it done right, and he wants to do some upgrades while we're at it. So, engine out time, 2014 Denali. Oh, magnet. There's a magnet on there. I heard a lot of stuff go crumbling though. I should have captured that. Oil is horrible. That's a good sign. It's not a good sign. Let's get it out of there, take it apart. We know it's hurt. Bolts stink. Not fun to get to. Well, I'm here to tell you these modern vehicles are not made to be worked on. I think they expect you to let them break and then you go buy a new one. Originally I was going to pull the engine out the top, and it could be done. I actually ended up jacking the cab up off the frame like 4 inches, and that would have made it easier. And I was like, no, I already have the cab off the frame. I might as well just decab it. So, I got buggered up. I didn't do anything to the wheels. Must have been holding my tongue the wrong way. So, yeah, I'm gonna put the wheels back on it. I'm gonna lift the cab up off the truck. I've already got everything underneath, I think, disassembled. So at that point, it's just popping the motor mounts, stripping down the front of the engine, pulling the upper bell bolts, and then the engine will be out of the rails. So moving right along. Alright, so now it's time to set the rack up, pop the cab, and see what I forgot to disconnect. Because you always forget something. It's like a rule. For the win. Now the grounds that I didn't know were there are out of the way. My engine's now free of the firewall, so I can move the chassis back. Give my bed a little more clearance. The bed clearly was the last thing put onto this car, this vehicle. Ooh, we got humid today. At the top are the worst. That one, that one, that one, that one. That one's the bear. That one's not too bad to get to, but this one's that's the son of a gun right there on top, guys. We've got a busted exhaust manifold bolt in the worst possible spot you could have on this truck because the firewall wraps around that right there. So servicing that in the truck isn't even possible. Looks like that's the only one that was broke though. Oh, that one broke. Bugger. Oh, watch your head, Rich. It was a fresh brake. It was ready to go, though. Give it to me. What? Always win. The ground strap. I caught that one before I turned it into a guitar string. you have a beard or not. Sticky. I need to wrap this lift beam in a bubble wrap before I wall my head on it one more time. What's that?
Oh, decaf!
Yeah, I decided to say screw it. I had it halfway off already. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just getting this thing out of my way. As long as it doesn't fall on me, it's a lot easier. Should be a room to pull the intake. It is. Well, GM, you made that AC compressor a real treat. It's got one long bolt that goes all the way through, so it's got a boss here, a boss here, and it's on a stud over here. I suppose you could remove the stud. It's not on a dowel there. That's gonna be fun to get out in the car, isn't it? Put the body on. Clean up now 5.
LucoreRacing station 997 $25, all this weekend and 3 o'clock hour. Head to Bob Evans for over 30 breakfast, lunch, and dinner combinations for $8.99 or less. Make sure you hit me up right now. 25th text. If you do the hiring meeting, all of our hiring solution that's in fact,
Oh, it's not looking great. It's gonna need a cam. It started chattering, yeah. And if the roller looks like it has chatter marks, you know the cam loop does. It'll just take out the new lifter. Yep. All right. Well, that answers that question. Not bad for a day's work. Now I gotta get parts.
Yeah, imagine that.
Richard, what'd you do? It is a little intimidating for customers to walk in and see their truck split in half like this. But it's actually a heck of a lot easier to do than you would think, because all the body bolts go up from the bottom. So you don't have to take apart any of the interior in this truck. And you have much better access to this thing versus Rich trying to give himself a hernia trying to do this over the nose or pull the nose out of the truck or do it over a fender. It's actually a much better way to do it. So, what's the prognosis? Well, Displacement on demand failure. Unfortunately, Chevy and all their brilliance decided to do this on, you know, a couple 100,000 vehicles. And generally they all fail, just a matter of time. Unfortunately for Mr. Customer here, it failed after he had just purchased the car a very short time ago. You can see on the one head here, all the valves are pretty clean looking. So you get to this one here, which is the rearmost cylinder on the driver's side. That's where your failure is. Unfortunately, it also did look like it ate the cam. We haven't pulled the front cover off and everything else to be able to pull the cam out yet. That needs to come apart, so we'll pull the cam off. That's where we're going to start next. But what looks like we're probably going to be doing some displacement on demand deleting, so DODD, which is pretty common. Unfortunately, on a lot of these trucks, you either defeat it with a little electrical dongle device, which I believe he actually had in this truck, and then just hope everything works fine, or you go through like a Texas speed process and you do a whole DOD, which is probably what we're going to do. This is not a race truck by any means. This gentleman is going to use this thing as an actual truck, so we're not going to get a crazy rowdy camshaft in this thing. We're not trying to ruin the towing and trucking capability of this vehicle. We're going to put it back to, you know, generally stock. Now the nice thing is, when the failure happens like this, you're not worried about the pistons and the valves trying to share the same amount of space at the same time. So there's no situation where the valves kiss the pistons. Nothing we got to worry about on that side of things. There is definitely some material in the oil, because whenever you're grinding off that lobe of the camshaft, it's going in the oil, which then circulates through the motor, so then you may have to worry about bearings. That's a bridge we're going to cross when we get there. That's not for today. So that's where it is right now. Truck is torn apart. We will start moving forward again here shortly once we get the chance to pull the cam out. That's where we'll start this process. So if you guys are interested in the displacement on demand failure, which if you're in the LS world, you're pretty dang familiar with this. This is going to be a little bit of a process. Hopefully not that bad. Hopefully not that long. Parts should be available. We'll see. Thanks for being here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.